Board. Games. Board games. Board games. I might be talking about board games. Board games, but I'm not gonna shout. You might get, hopefully it won't be too annoying, if I say that choice is sometimes something to avoid, because you can have too much of a good thing. Like, hopefully you don't mind it when I sing. But if I sang the entire show, that would be tiring, probably. Also for you, I mean, not just for me. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are. It's 10 a.m. ish UK time, time for Busy Beats and Board Game Blether. And today I'm just having a quick show. Yeah, not feeling 100%, not gonna lie. Got headache, had this terrible sleep pattern recently, got stuff to do, but yeah, I wanted to talk about choice in games. I mean, sure, within the hobbyist space, you might have a lot more stuff going on. And, there's the entire thing of point salad, where not just by playing this card, how exactly do you resolve that card, but also with, yeah, like how within each of these fundamentally different activities, there's maybe six or more types of things to go for, and you've got to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of which and the ever. So, but for something, so yes, take your audience into consideration. I'm not ever saying that this is the right amount to aim for, but I'm saying that, look at backgammon. And I had a quick look to see for the opening rolls, what should you be playing? And it seems like there are at least four moves that people say, hey, these are all really good, and we're really not sure which ones are the best. And it's good to have choices. It's good to have um, some options that you can clearly discard and say, well, okay, in Yahtzee, like I just said, there's 31 choices. Like, hello, Yoda, I'm hoping that you're generally well today. So, and hello, Xate, it is lovely to see you as well. Um, So yeah, and like Yahtzee, just in choosing out of five dice, which ones do you re-roll? Which ones do you keep? There's going to be, in theory, 31 choices, but in reality, some of the dice might be the same. I mean, like if they were all different, then you just, you'd already know what to call or what to do, surely. And within any setup of dice, there's going to be some much stronger moves and some much weaker moves. I mean, frankly, re-rolling all five is probably never a good option. So you've got like a big chunk of options. You discard some of them, and then you get to the point where like, wow, I'm really not sure what to do. And when you've got the top players, and then saying, hey, we're not sure if one of these two moves or maybe these other two moves for backgammon, a game that's been around for thousands of years and been studied by some of the best computers and human thinkers. I mean, it shows like this is a game where even if you don't need that many fundamentally different options based on your audience. That's all I'm saying. Let's crack on and I'll talk about recent highlights, living life and seeing sights, recent highlights, playing games and other delights. Recent highlights, yeah, not gonna lie, I guess yesterday I got outside, um, had a couple of nice conversations with people, made some fish and fries, not quite fish and chips because I actually prefer the crispier fries in the oven. Let's talk about brilliant thing. Brilliant thing. What's a little thing which is brilliant? I'm going to say brilliant things are warmth. I mean, Yes, I'm going to Thailand partially because it's really cheap there, but also because it's warm. I can't overstate how much I hate the miserable cold weather. I mean, it's looking fine, but as soon as I get outside, I know it's going to deceive me. It's, oof, this is too cold. Yesterday, I did go up to the top of Primrose Hill, and it was a lovely walk. It was delightful, but breathing in the cold air, just not so like warmth. Warmth, if you're in a warm climate, or yeah, enjoy the temperature you have, I guess. Hello, J Guard. It is lovely to see you. And Xate enjoys the miserable cold weather. So yeah, lucky you, I guess. Um, you probably won't be visiting me in Thailand then. So, as always, if you've got any questions or comments, please feel free to fire away. What do you think is the right number of options? Is it something that we can really reduce to, hey, this is how many? Because even enumerating it can be difficult. Um, yeah, different strokes for different folks. Thailand sounds miserable, says Xate. Hot and humid, no thanks. Um, so yeah, the number of options. I think it's really good when you're able to look down trees. If we look at Ticket to Ride, a fairly simple family weight game, on your turn you've got fundamentally three options, but then each of them suddenly subdivide. So you can say, okay, you can lay track, or you can take cards, or you can get some tickets potentially. But then if you lay track, you could. I mean, this is where the strategy comes in. You might have been building up to a particular thing and presumably thinking about that in line with your tickets and everything. And these things kind of coalesce, that one choice informs the other, and then you've got this information, and then your current choices inform your future choices. And like even in this well, ostensibly simple game of Yahtzee, the things that you cross off affect what you do in the future. And so you've got basically any number of pieces of tracks that you could be working towards. And when you're taking, you know, face up ticket cards, like there's might be five possibilities, and then there might be another five possibilities. So like that's 25 options theoretically, or you could take from the top of although the locomotives puts a wrinkle in that. But then there's a go-to option. I think it's also important to have a fail-safe option, something that someone who wants to be like, whoa, I don't know what to do, I'm going to do this. Like in Ticket to Ride, there's a strategic reason to pick up from the top of the deck. The strategic reason might be that, hey, it doesn't give my opponents any choice, any sight on what I'm picking up. It might also be, hey, if I go from the top of the deck, I might get a locomotive. That's what I do a lot of the time until it gets towards the end and then I have to pick up specific cards. So there's a first level heuristic. Is Ticket to Ride on Board Game Arena? I would be up for yeah, a very quick game if it is. So oh, it is. Yeah, I'd be up for that afterwards, two players. But yeah, what I'm basically saying is that you don't need that many options. You can and it's just so easy in a game to, once you've playtested it a lot, you lose sight of those first those newcomers to your game. If you've played it like if you've been working on your game, you probably understand it more than other people. So you're probably underestimating the amount of complexity that goes into the game. Make sure you actually watch newcomers play, because all that's basically all I'm saying today is that a massive chunk of first time designers that I see underestimate the complexity, and underestimate the number of choices that they really need in a game. So at this point, as always, question of the day, question of the day. Here's a little question before we go on our way. I should say, as usual, I mean, I don't do the question of the day on Fridays or when I'm at the convention. But yeah, question of the day. What was the last game you played? And what was the most difficult choice in that game? My gosh, I've not played a game in ages. That's quite sad. What have I been doing? Yeah, the last time I played a game was last Friday? Wow. Um, and I think oh yeah, we finished up with Swatch by Scott James, I believe. Um, yeah, in Swatch, I guess my most difficult decision was to organize, and we were playing by the wrong rules. The rules as written are meant to be that you play one card every single turn, and you can only play two cards a turn, the one that you go into and one other thing from your hand. And if you don't play either of those, then you're basically losing actions, and that makes the game a little bit less interesting. Um, so I would, by allowing you to play any number of cards in a turn, it meant that you had to organize your hand and you had to think, okay, I've got this many numbers for that, and I need exactly this many of red, and organizing that and doing the arithmetic and trying to place cards together and organize it all. That was, yeah, it was basically all one difficult decision where I had to work out what's exactly I needed. And it was the evaluation of the cards on the table during the last three turns I took, I guess, and thinking, okay, which one of these is actually going to be in my favor? As it happened, there's a fair bit of luck in that game, and I guess, yeah, that leads me to think that, yeah, obviously your choices need to feel like they matter, but that's a completely separate discussion. But yeah, how about you? What was the last game you played? Over to you. What are you up to? You can share Botany if you want to. Um, yeah, today I've got. Yeah, I'm really not feeling super well. It's probably not COVID. It's like a headache. Like just feeling a bit woozy, coughing occasionally. Um, yeah, tests are negative. I mean, when I go to, but yeah, I'm going to. I did open up the window for some fresh air yesterday, but after half an hour, that's all the colds I can handle. I can feel the heat escaping. I might play Ticket to Ride, and if I've got the energy, I'll make sure to do all the posting for everyone. What about you? What are you up to? Recap and wrap up before we finish up. So recap and wrap up, basically, yeah, even just like, I mean, Rummy is a game where there are literally two choices to pick up from here, from the top of the deck, or to pick up from there. But then it goes from this, well, you can only pick up from the discard if you would actually come down with it. And then that it goes from that simple two-choice system to, okay, now which one of the things in your hand you discard? And so now you've got seven choices. I like it swings, it oscillates between fewer and more. But even there, that's like obviously a very lightweight game with low agency, and something where people want to feel more agency, then yeah, you might want to have more choices of an equal-ish possibility of winning, because it doesn't matter if you've got 100 choices if 99 of them can be clearly discarded just by reading the rules. And you say, oh, yeah, those 99 choices, I mean, I got none of them are good compared to this one choice. that I'm clearly going to do every single turn. I mean, that's not a game. But yeah. Make sure you've got, frankly, 2, 3, 4 is definitely enough. That's what I'm saying. I'm Stuff by Bez, stuffbybez.com/streams if you want to check out what I'm streaming up to in the future. Sates also has a not COVID sick thing. Oh yeah, feel free to set up a game with me if you want. I will definitely take my move. G Fool's Guard says, yeah, lots of people are sick, was sick last week. I'm glad that you're generally well today. I'm going outside for a bit because the sun is out for the first time in like a week. Yeah, amazing. I mean, the sun is out here and I feel like I should go out, but I just want to. Also, my sleep schedule has been really messed up lately. But lots of love to all of you. Thank you everyone for watching. As always, I reply to all respectful comments. If you are watching this after the fact, please do leave a comment. It's lovely to hear. Tell me what the last game you played was. And for now, I guess the only thing left to do is bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song to do, bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, bye, everyone. Bye, bye.